Chance the Rapper just dropped his newest album, Starline. And I was asking myself when I've listened to it, is this the comeback that we've been waiting on? Is this the comeback we were looking for since his last album? Or is he just really trying to chase the magic of Coloring Book? And then we have to get into Cardi B. She just dropped her interpretation of Imaginary Playerz. And I'm trying to figure out if this is really a flex, like she's saying, or is this a big fumble like the internet is saying? Let's talk about it.
The STEM Society.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. My name is Cole Jackson. This is your weekly album check-in, and we're live. Thank you for joining me for another episode. Chance the Rapper is back. He has brought his newest album out, and this is supposed to be the rebirth, or this is supposed to be the comeback album that we have been missing for a very long time. Now, if you ask me, I think Chance peaked at Coloring Book. I think that Chance is peaked already. He's already hit his mark. I am not a super hardcore fan of Chance the Rapper. I'm more of a casual listener. I will listen to him because he has great messages in his music, and I want to hear more conscious rap these days. And I wasn't super excited about Starline. When I seen the announcement for it, I was like, cool. We're finally getting some more positive rappers back into the game, and we can actually hear a lot more of their music. So, just like everybody else, I was like, I'm going to give it a chance and give it a spin and see how this album feels. Starline is 17 tracks over an hour long. Let's start off with the production. My biggest issue with the production side of things is the beats overpower Chance's voice. And I don't know if that's by design. I don't know if that's because his cadence or his voice doesn't carry a lot of heavy weight. I just know that I don't hear him as clearly on a lot of the songs as I should, especially with him giving us more of a lot of powerful messages. Like, he is talking about Black culture in here. I would think that the production would be mixed in a way where we can hear a lot more of his voice. It doesn't, and it's very frustrating to me. And that was one of the things that was starting to take me out. And also the fact that the production shifts so quickly between different types of styles. Like, you'll start off with a very soulful Chicago track, and then it'll shift into something like super futuristic or very experimental. And I don't know if that's by design either. Like, that part of the sequencing on this album is very all over the place, in my opinion. It doesn't feel very cohesive. It feels like I'm just going all over everywhere. The energy transitions between the different tracks on here, it just feels very random, and it makes the album drag a whole lot. I didn't like half of these beats on here, if I'm being real with y'all. I think a lot of the stuff sounded so busy. Like, a lot of the different songs sounded so busy with a lot of the production, and it felt like he was throwing a lot of people who he had producing on here just threw in stuff here and there, and it just didn't feel good. Like, I like the fact that we're getting a new Chance album. I think one of the strengths that Chance had was picking like great beats and actually having some really cool production on some of his past albums. But this album sounds a mess when it comes to the production side of things. Chance has returned with a lot more critical messages. He's talking a lot more about the Black community, what we need to change, what we're missing. There's a few songs in particular that I thought were important songs, but it was some things that just didn't work out. Like No More Old Men. Very great message. We don't have older men to help guide us and lead us as we're growing up anymore. I think that's great. Having Jamila Woods on the song, her delivery made the song so much better. It just didn't hit as hard for me because Chance lyrically didn't kill it. There's not really a lot of things I can pull from what Chance was saying on that song for me to say, yo, like, he was killing that shit. Like, no, that didn't work for me. Or the Negro Problem, where Chance tries to confront systematic neglect of Black suffering. I think that song is a much needed song, but we should get it from somebody else because I didn't like the rapping on there. I don't think Chance has the gravity in his voice or his lyrical ability to hold a song like that. I know the message is important, but the execution of that song was terrible. And I didn't like the Anita Baker sample in the background didn't work for me either. Like it's ideas there that could have made that song way better, but Chance is just not the type of rapper that can hold that song. Like it just didn't that didn't work for me. Then we get into a song like Gun in Your Purse. I get the concept. My chick needs to be ride or die. My chick needs to be able to hold her own. I understand that. But the hook is flat. Chance gets overshadowed by Young Thug and Tia Kareen. Like they were way better parts of the song than Chance was. So like again, concept, it's there. And I understand what he was trying to do. He doesn't execute it very well. When your name is the headline on the album, I expect you to be just as good or better than the people you have featured on your songs and in your album. And that just didn't work. None of it worked for me. None of it felt good. And for me, I've never been a person who thought Chance was one of the top rappers. I never thought that he could really do great entendres or great metaphors. I think he's a straight up just a good rapper who can give you what his point is. But none of them songs, as important as the message is, didn't carry for me. One of the things that I did enjoy on this album was the features. Now, the features he pulled for this album were amazing. I think Vic Mensa was very sharp on this album. Jamila Wood is a superstar. She is fantastic on everything that she shows up on this album. I love her. I'm going to find her albums and listen to what she has going on. Joey Badass, probably one of the few features Chance had chemistry with on this album. Joey Badass went crazy on highs and lows, and I just loved how they rapped together. Again, Young Thug and Tia Kareen, they were lively. They carried the song on their backs. These features were a lot of the standout features on this album, and they worked, and it made sense. It just didn't feel like Chance knew how to rap with them. It felt like they were like, I know what the assignment is. I'm gonna give you my best. And for me, it just felt like Chance was like, okay, I'm gonna just rap like I usually rap, and then I'm gonna just say it like this, and people will get it because they know I'm Chance the Rapper. Like that's how it felt. People giving their all on one side, and Chance just giving us this stale, generic, and consistent delivery that didn't work. Everything on here is not all bad. There were a few standout moments to me, or a few standout songs to me on this album, like Ride. I think that was the perfect nod to Chicago. Having Do or Die as the feature just made everything feel a whole lot more authentic. I like the sample that they used on the beat. I think the subject matter, No More Old Men, works. Even though I didn't like how Chance delivered the message, I love the message of that, of just talking about how things used to be and us having older men, and we don't have older men in the neighborhoods raising us anymore. Love that. My favorite song on here, or the best standout song on this album for me, was Highs and Lows. I just think the stripped down production on there and the chemistry that he had with Joey Badass made that song perfect. That's my favorite song on here, and I think that we needed more of those types of songs and some of the stuff that he tried he tried to experiment with. Like some of that shit, man, just did not carry a lot of weight, and it just didn't make a lot of sense for him to be doing. I think if he would have stuck to more songs like Highs and Lows on this album would have been 10 times better for me. The weak points on here really pissed me off because he had stuff like the Negro problem, which is a very important theme covering how Black people are neglected in society these days. And I think his delivery on that song and the production ruins it. It just ruins it. I know the message is an important message, but he just didn't deliver. Just the drop. Jay Electronica is past his time. I don't want to hear any more Jay Electronica songs. I don't want to hear him do spoken word. I don't want to hear him rap. I'm done. It didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel good. It's at the end of the album for a reason, because Jay Electronica brought that song down, and Chance the Rapper and Jay Electronica just don't match on the same type of songs. And it felt like it was a lot of filler cuts on this album as well. And I know 17 tracks, it shouldn't be a lot of filler, but a lot of these songs just felt like they were there to be able to fill up the 17 track list that he wanted to put out. Like, I really wish he could go back and rethink this album, because he took a lot of chances and it took a lot of swings, and the execution just did not work at all. The album sequence, the way the album is sequenced, it just felt very awkward. The energy's not really working for me. I couldn't get through this album I had to sit through this album twice because I went through the first few songs and I had to take a break because a lot of this shit just wasn't hitting. When I came back to it, I just was even more disappointed. I know he was trying to be very ambitious when he tried to put this album together, but I just understood that listening to it just wasn't for me at all. I like the fact that he has goals for this album and wanted to give us a more impactful, more socially conscious album, and I admire that. But his voice and delivery can't carry that. Like, it's just not, he doesn't have enough to carry an album this heavy. And I know that sounds crazy, but it is. Now, if you're a huge fan of Chance the Rapper, this is completely an album for you. If you're a casual listener like I am, you're not gonna fuck with it. And I'm just being real with y'all. You're just not gonna fuck with the album at all. So with all that being said, my final verdict is it's a light spin. I respect the themes of mentorship, black pride, resilience, but Chance's delivery just doesn't have the weight enough for me to land anything that he's talking about. For me, the features outshined him and the production just really overpowered him. The replay value of this album is not there. With the importance of what you're saying on here and as many great messages you have on here, I think replayability is important for a lot of us to go back and hear this so we can actually tell other people, hey, like, listen to this. Like, he's really talking about some real shit. And it just, for me, it's not there. And that just proves that Chance as an artist can't carry full albums anymore. I think a lot of the stuff that we were rooting for Chance for back in his early career was more about independence and him getting an opportunity to be with the big boys. And look what he did, all of this, look what he's done as an independent artist coming out here and making these statements and giving us something great like The Coloring Book. He's had longevity in the industry for a very long time, and he'll continue to be able to make albums like this for however long he wants to because he has a strong fan base. But for me, I'm sorry, I won't be going back to this album. If you are a huge Chance fan, this album is completely for you and for you only. Cardi B just dropped her newest single, Imaginary Playerz, and I don't know if it's a hit or not. There's a lot of chit chat on the timeline right now about this single leading into her album. Let's address the elephant in the room. She sampled one of Jay-Z's most iconic songs, one of the more quotable songs I've heard from Jay-Z off of his second album, In My Lifetime, Volume 1. Now, quick little history behind this song. This was a Mase diss track. Go look it up. This was aimed at Mase. At that point in time, Mase was the man, and Jay-Z was very upset that people was talking about Mase like that dude was outdoing him. This song was to tell people, hey, I'm 10 years ahead of everybody else. Whatever you doing right now, I've already done. I'm on to the next thing. So many quotables on here. One of my personal favorites is, what's the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6? Like 30 to 40 grand, cocksucker, beat it. Things like that. Jay was so smooth and so cool on this song. Cardi felt like it was a must that she needed to use this song to be her first official single from her newest album.
Like, it's like, I'm a versatile bitch. So I'm going to have fans that are going to want that uppity up. Then I got some fans that want some pop shit. Then they want some, then I got fans that want collabs and stuff like that. I had to come like this because I have to show y'all that it's like I am doing a lot of different shit. I got my pop records in my fucking album. I got my uppity up. I got my pussy popping records. But it's like I had to come like this. I have to come strong and shitting on you bitches. And this is a calm shit. This is a calm shit because I'm bringing out a belt, a wet one on my album. Do you know? Have you ever got whooped with a wet belt? Like, have your mom ever wet the belt and then spank your shit? Have you ever got whooped coming out of the shower? That's what I'm doing on my album. So don't worry about it. And I love this record and I don't give a fuck what nobody said. And I'm standing on that. Y'all could suck my dick and I know I ate that shit, bitch. You know I ate that shit, bitch. You're a fucking hating ass bitch and a hating ass blown dub twink.
Cardi is most definitely talking a lot of shit on here. The flexing is real. I gotta tell you, the flexing is real. One of my favorite bars off of this song is, my flop and your flop is not the same. If you did my numbers, y'all pop champagne. If I did your numbers, I would hop out a plane. She flexing on here. It's a lot of other things. Another bar that she put out here was I buy grown man watches and tell them to take the link out. It's just different things on this song that she's flexing about. And I like that part of the song. I think that it's deserved. She has been outdoing a lot of these other female rappers for a very long time off of one album. And if that ain't a flex, I don't know what is. So I honestly understand why she's doing the type of flexing that she is. She's signing huge deals. She has a lot of different brands that want to back her and give her money. She's been charting great here recently. Like, she's just been doing everything, and it is still super believable. But the hip hop talking heads are thinking something completely different. And I'm one of those people too. So let me be real with y'all. I'm going to give y'all a very transparent moment here. As much as I think the song is cool and I think that she did something that was unprecedented when it came to flipping a Jay-Z song, that girl and her delivery on here sounds so punched in, so broken. It is ridiculous. It's one of those great efforts. It's like, nice try, kid. Come back later on when you got your big boy pants on. She gave us a curveball because she wants more people to get into this album. And I understand. I get it. You know what I'm saying? She wants this to be a success. And sometimes you have to change some things up and you have to do things differently if you want to bring in somebody outside of your core audience. She's got her back against the wall. Her first album did amazing. Amazing. It did everything that an artist wants to do. She got it all wrapped up in her rookie year. So now it feels like she's reaching or she's grabbing for shit or she's doing it. And she took a swing. And instead of hitting a home run, she hit a double. So be it. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z was one of the most smoothest, charismatic people when he dropped that song ever. And it was a diss track. And it felt like he was in the room with that person telling them exactly everything he wanted to tell them in their face. This version of that sounds so, it's like I'm reading off my phone. It's like when Drake was freestyling and reading off his BlackBerry. Like, that's what it felt like to me. And that's just not how we want to receive a song like Imaginary Playerz in 2025. And it's really one of those things where you made it so bad that people wanted to go back to the original. If you haven't seen the news, Imaginary Playerz is in the top 40 right now. This song debuted at 147, which is lower than her normal songs that she dropped. Like, this is way low than what she normally does when she drops new music. Then 24 hours later, it's completely out of the top 200. Like, it completely disappeared. And instead of people, I guess, being more sympathetic about it, they cheered it. They went crazy. They was like, oh yeah, she's finally feeling it. I'm one of those people who I understand the intent, but if a song don't reach people, it just don't reach people. And I don't know if she's going to continue to work the song or not, but this is a huge curveball from what she normally does. I think her true fans are going to support this, and I think her true fans are going to stick behind her no matter what. And I know that's who she rallies around when things aren't looking the best. But I also feel like, shit, man, sometimes old reliable works. I know we get tired of listening to pussy rap, and I know that we get tired of hearing how great her pussy is, and she has the evidence to prove it. But I'm sorry. Go back to the well. If no other talking heads are going to tell you, I'll tell you. Go back to the well that got you to where you are now. It just makes sense. And I know you can't make this type of song feel sexual. And she really didn't. She really made sure that she was rapping on here. And it said that she, in the credits, it said that she wrote it. So she did do her own writing. Nobody else wrote it for her. But that delivery just did not work. Go back to what works, Cardi. I'm sorry. Go back to the club bangers. Go back to you talking about how great your pussy is. Go back to that, because this, for all the intentions of wanting it to work, didn't work. And it just, you don't have the chops to execute it the correct way. And that's just my observation. Some other people might feel differently. You ain't got the chops to do it no more. You've been making so many mainstream club bangers and all of this shit that when you get to something like this, it's just out of your league. This is where I give you honest hip hop commentary. This is about as honest as I'm gonna be with y'all. Songs like this are just out of your league. And you did this because you just knew it was going to bring other people outside of your core fan base in. It didn't work. And you got to figure something else out. A wise movie critic said, never make something so bad that people want to go back to the original. If we're going to get 23 songs on this album and you're doing a lot of that, don't expect for this album to sell what you think it might sell. And I'm just being honest. There's people on the internet already. I think Ray Daniels and his whole crew was taking bets on what you were going to do your first week.
Finish what you're saying.
So that Outside wasn't good to me, the first single she dropped. So I will say, I hate to agree with you, Ray. It's going to be about 150, and that will be a major disappointment for Cardi B. You haven't came out. And again, let me even talk about the Imaginary Playerz.
Okay.
Because is this the play for you, Cardi? Can you not make original music? Can you not make your own song from scratch?
So she done. Oh, if the album drops September 19th, what you gonna do? You gotta come in here with a Cardi B shirt, fit
Cardi
the whole
B fit.
and
Cardi
she
B
dropped
fit?
September 19th.
Y'all want me to come in some
She
red
might
pumps?
drop just to do that to your ass, nigga.
Okay. So, all right, that might not be the best bet to make, but
No, we already made it. We already made it. We better not no bets now. Right. So hold on. Make sure we got it together. Brandon prediction is what, B?
I think 200.
200. My prediction is 175. That's my official. Jordan's 250.
it's not out yet. 150.
150.
Or less.
Mickey said 250. 275. Mickey said 275. Knowledge, you said 200. And Quan,
triple-
Arius? 180.
The triple C's are saying 75 to 80.
The triple C just says 75 to 80.
It brings me around to something that I remember growing up as something being real, which is your sophomore slump. All artists go through it. Your second album never does as good as your first album. And I feel like this is every sign of you having a sophomore slump. And I think if you would have dropped this second album earlier in your career, we would be on your third album praising how great it's going to be when it comes out. But you're having your sophomore slump now, and I'm going to be honest with you, this probably is going to be your last album, especially if it doesn't perform as well as you want it to perform. I think this is the album where she says goodbye to everybody. With the rumors of having another child, with the brand deals that she have to uphold, and a lot of different things in business that she's doing, how is it that she's going to come out with a third album? We're going to have to wait another 8 years? We barely waited 8 years for this one, and it's not producing the fruit that we think it's supposed to produce. You got to go through your sophomore slump. Jay went through it. J. Cole went through it. There's a lot of different artists, major artists, that had to go through the sophomore slump. And they had to get that sophomore album out of the way so they could shine for the rest of their career. But when you ask me, and when I look at you, I don't see you doing music much longer. That's a fact. You make a whole lot of money outside of music. Music is not your main bread and butter anymore. You don't need it. This is not a priority. It's only a priority because, and this is opinion only, the label's making you make it a priority. You got to finish out this contract. You got to finish out this deal that you have. The first single that got leaked sounds forced. This single sounds forced. The whole album rollout feels forced. It feels like you're not ready to put this out yet. And it does feel like the label is trying to get you to put it out and get this done. And a lot of people are like, they're going to push the album back. For all of you hip hop talking heads who think they're going to push this album back, you're wrong. They can't. They've catered to her enough throughout her whole career. Throughout this 8 years, she's been catered to. They've done everything that they needed to. Now it's their turn to get a return on their investment. So it's the game is the game. It comes with it. The sophomore slump is a part of being an artist. And I think the sooner you realize that and the sooner you accept that, the better off you'll be. The better off you'll be when it comes to dropping this album. The better off you'll be accepting where the singles are doing. The better off you'll be accepting you're no longer going to do music after this. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that people are being too hard on the single? Do you think that Cardi actually has another single coming out? Or do you even think the album's going to be good? There's a conversation in the comments. Leave that conversation down below. I am done for the day. I got to get everything edited and I got to work on some other things. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications so you can know when a video drops. And make sure you guys are giving me some thumbs up if you like my content. I appreciate you guys. I love you so much. I will catch you on Sunday. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.